Aloha, knife nerds and EDCers. It's your boy Big Canucker coming at you with one more video here. And this is a little bit of an EDC video. This is kind of what this channel is about. Your everyday carry. And I just thought, in case inquiring minds wanted to know, this is what the Big Canucker carries for his EDC. And this is a little bit of a new kind of setup with the camera, which is actually happens to be my iPhone. 11X Plus, I think is what it is. And I just thought I would set it up a little bit more overhead so I could get this kind of stuff in here. And this is what I carry kind of every day. All right. First of all, a couple of things that I make sure that I have every single time is I make sure that I have myself a damn good knife, a folding knife. It happens to be the Spidey Chef, the Spyderco Spidey Chef, which has been discontinued. But if you know what, if you can get your hands on one, this is a fantastic blade. It is a great cutting blade. This one happens to be absolutely razor sharp using my KME. It is hair whittling, hair popping sharp, and it keeps that way for a long time. It's extremely comfortable. I love this knife. And I always have myself hooked on my everyday carry knife is actually a little Leatherman bruiser. You know, knives are for cutting, not for prying. And when I need to pry something, I use this little Leatherman bruiser. It's always connected to the back of one of my knives, just in case I need to do a little bit of prying. I don't want to be screwing a blade tip. All right. The other thing here that I have is I've got my Citizen Eco Drive Navahawk watch. I absolutely love this watch. I've wanted a Citizen Eco Drive watch for as long as I can remember. The very first time I heard about them, I wanted one, and it took me a long time to save up, but I did get one. They're actually solar powered, so you never have to worry about a battery. And this particular one here has got the world time, so it hooks up to the national time clocks. I do believe there's 5 of them around the world. The closest one to me happens to be Colorado, so I set this on the windowsill, and it automatically adjusts the time, so you're never more than, hundreds of a second out of time in the lifetime of this watch. So you don't have to worry about setting the once a month setting the time or anything like that. It remains almost perfect. Of course, you know what? I always carry a hanky too as well. This one here happens to be a 16 by 16 full cloth hanky. I just got it off of Amazon. I think it was a pack of 6 of them for $13. You just can't go wrong. I think the old timers had it right, always carrying a hanky. It has come in extremely handy. And you know what? Part of the reason I like carrying all this stuff, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I like being the fella that people come to when they're in need of something, and they've got an issue with something that needs to be fixed or cut or twisted or opened. They know, or even like a charging cable. I'm the guy that everybody comes to within my circle of friends. Of course, you know what? I can't go a day without making sure I've got my my Apple iPod Earpods. I love these little things. They're a little bit pricey, and the sound quality, I'm sure for the money, there's a lot of better ones out there. But like I said, I'm an Apple guy. I've got an iPhone, I've got an iPad, I've got an iMac, and this thing hooks to them all the time. All I did was open it up. It's got the A11 chip in it, which means that it just hooks instantly. I just tapped it to the screen of my iPad, and it was automatically synced with my iPad. And then I did the same thing with my iPhone. So when I want to go with my iPhone, I just push the button on the iPhone Bluetooth settings, and this is automatically hooked up. There's no messing around. A lot of the other ones, I know that you have to pair and unpair all the time, but I've never had an issue with these. I think it's well worth the money, and I'm not using these for audiophile. I've got some Beats for that. This is what I want to do when I'm shopping. I'm out in the boat and I want to listen to a podcast. These Apple AirPods. I just got a little inexpensive Amazon cover on them because they've, they're not the most robust case, so I keep them in this little thing. And then this came along with it, so I zip it up, throw it in my pocket. I never have to worry about it breaking. All right, to keep my money, I've got pretty much plastic. Here's some Canadian funny money in the back here, but it's got the Travax wallet. It's RF shielded, and it does work because I've used my bank card. I've put my bank card in here, and I've tried to tap just to see if it would work, and it never works. So the RF shielding on here is quite strong, and so nobody's going to walk by and snag your bank card or your credit card information. So in there, I also always keep a little credit card sharpener with me all the time. This is just a little DMT 1000 grit sharpener. Man, I've used this to touch up a few knives. And like I said, sometimes you put a little chip in something, or you go to cut something and it's a little bit harder than you thought, and you dull your blade, and you've got a few other cuts to make throughout the day. Well, just throw this on and just basically give her a little bit of a touch up, and you're good to go throughout the rest of the day. And it's very handy. It's exactly the size of a credit card. Of course, here's my keys. I got my truck key. I'm a Ford guy. I've got a couple of Fords. I've got just a little knockoff key holder. I will look at doing something a little bit more, a key bar, something like that. But for now, this one does me all right. It's got a couple little spots here for, twisting off some nuts. But you know what? I'm never going to use that for this. This just simply holds my keys. And then, of course, you know what? If I have to take my knife and put it away, I like to have this little Spyderco dog tag knife. It's a little S30V knife. It was a chisel ground. It didn't come that sharp, but I've got it actually pretty razor sharp. So if I don't have my knife, I can always get into a package, especially a clamshell package, or open up the mail with this. I just think it's a neat little keychain accessory to have. They were on sale here recently, so I picked one up. I don't want to say how much they were, just in case my wife listens, but it's a great little blade from the Spyderco. I'm a little bit of a Spyderco nut, so here we go. All right, I also carry this all the time. It's just a nice little leather pouch. There's no real brand name to it. I actually got it off of Etsy, and it was very inexpensive. It was about $20. I throw this in my front pocket, and I have my field notes, I have my lights, and I have my pen in there, and it just keeps them together with the package. Sometimes I also keep some Band-Aids down in there, because I'm always forever cutting myself. But this little pouch here, I've got an actual specific pouch coming that is going to be for your front pocket. It's going to be a little bit thinner, so that'll probably be replaced down the road, but I do use this right now. If I'm not using this little light here, it's actually a little streamlined stylus light. It's just a simple on-off light. There's no fancy SOS, there's no fancy dial or beam adjustment. It just, if I drop something underneath the table or counter, one of these two lights will find it for me. So yeah, this little Stylus Pro here, inexpensive little light. This is another one here. I actually got this little titanium light that I put on my keychain sometimes, but for the most part, I throw it in my front pocket. It's a lumen top, 110 lumen on-off button. It takes a AAA battery, so it's very you don't have to get anything exotic or any supercharger or anything like that to make it work. You just put a AAA battery in it and you're good to go. This one here, the Stylus Pro, takes a couple of AAA batteries, so it lasts a little bit longer, but I like having either one of these two lights on me all the time. All right, so also within my pouch, I never leave home without my field notes. This happens to be the waterproof ones with the little graph, and in it I carry a little TIAC Accessories Coaxis rail pen is what it's called. How's that for a mouthful? This is the titanium version, about $30. Or sorry, not the titanium. This is the aluminum version. That was around $30. It's got a little magnetic latch to it, and it works fantastic. It writes like a dream. It's got a little D1 ink refill, so you never have to worry about getting something crazy. Refill. They're found all over the place, and it's very flat and handy. And you'd think that this would be uncomfortable, but it is extremely comfortable to write with. Extremely. I would recommend this pen, and I like the fact that it's flat and it fits inside my field notes, which fits inside my leather pouch, and it's not going anywhere. And my field notes are actually the waterproof field notes. You can get them if you're an EDCer and you know about the notepads. Then you've probably come across the field notes. You can get them in lined or unlined or blank or graph or whatever. I happen to like these graph ones that are waterproof, so if they happen to get a little bit wet, they're not going to fall apart. Now, I'm always forever carrying a multi-tool on my belt too as well. This happens to be the Leatherman Surge. I mostly carry the Leatherman Wave unless I'm going to be doing some work that day. If I'm going to be doing some work, then I carry this Surge. This Surge is pretty darn heavy. It's about 13 ounces or so, very close to it. So it's, you know that it's on your hip, but it's an extremely solid, capable tool. With one of the things that I love on these multi-tools is having a set of scissors. This is the thing that I use probably the most on my multi-tools is the scissors. The scissors are the pliers, so those are the ones. So like I said, this is the Surge, but mostly I use the Wave unless I'm going to be doing some heavy-duty work that day. So this is what I use for my everyday carry. I'd like to hear from you guys if there's anything that that I'm missing that would make a great everyday carry addition, or you know what, let's hear some of the stuff that you guys carry. Now I appreciate all the subscriptions and that I've been getting lately. I know that my channel is fairly new, and I'm fairly new at this, and I just appreciate the real positive comments you guys have been giving me, and appreciate the help. So if you like this, please like and subscribe. And I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you guys out there. Now remember, keep your stick on the ice, keep the shiny side up, and the pointy end away from your bits and pieces. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.